Hey there, everybody. We're back. You couldn't keep us away. This is the Coon Prairie Ramblers. You knew he was coming back. We got Luke, the rebel without a clue, and we got KC and the Moonshine Gang, and me, the mailman. And we was talking about Uncle Gene and how that's mangrove snapper got a hold of him.
Made a lasting impression on him.
And how we had an epiphany today that I was probably named after him.
Yeah.
That's right. Soft-spoken and all.
Never occurred to me.
We wasted a whole show a while back talking about names, and you couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I did. And now
we
know.
You have jarred
came full circle, yeah.
Not my memory, but my thought process.
Nostalgia.
Uncle Gene, he squalled like a banshee. He never cussed.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he said everything else he could. He called that fish everything but a mangrove snapper.
I bet you enjoyed eating him, too, for revenge.
Oh, yeah, he did. And
my goodness.
But
hopefully he was legal.
Yeah, he was. And, yeah, I think he had a tasty little treat from that. We took him home and fried him. But from that day forward, Uncle Gene never measured another mangrove snapper in that
Probably
manner.
fried up a piece
and
of
if you happen to be out there listening, take heed. Never put your hand in front of a mangrove. Any fish
I'm
that
not.
you don't know what that fish is.
If I don't know his name,
There's fish that can hurt you.
I've heard of food having a bite to it, but that's taken it to a whole new level.
Oh, there's
that
fish.
fish had a real bite to it.
There's fish that can hurt you.
hey, I saw see a video of those guys pushing like a shark gets beached up there, and then they're pushing them back. And what's going to keep that shark from just reaching around and grabbing somebody?
Nothing other than them wanting to get away.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, but they get awful close. It makes me nervous.
Well, I wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't either. Wouldn't he just pull the thing up there and eat it?
Just be his tough luck if he got beached. Oh, well. He knew better.
Yeah.
He couldn't tell the water was getting more shallow.
Yeah, what happened to his barometer?
That's right. It was wrong. But
He needed to get out of the Gene pool anyway.
I've never been much of a fisherman, but I think the most memorable fishing story I had, and I didn't even do any fishing on it, was when my cousin Ralph and I were kids. He's 2 years older than me, so we were probably about 7 and 9, or something like that, 6 and 8, whatever the math is. We went. My father and his brother, the whole family, had an old boat at the house. It was like just an old wooden boat. Back in the day when people had them wooden boats, it was a small one. It was called the Po' Boy. They had painted that on the side, and that thing was old and creaky or whatever. We went down the river fishing in it. My father and his brother, my uncle, and that was Ralph's father. We were fishing down the river or whatever, but stupid boat. I mean, with the weight of us in there, I mean, we got in there and got in there good and got going, and we saw like the board separating on the side of the boat or whatever. Water would seep in the whole time we were on this trip. Water was just coming in on the side. I mean, not flooding, but it was just seeping in, so the water was constantly coming in. So we got down the river fishing good, and the water got up about several inches or whatever. It was mine and Ralph's job to bail the boat while our fathers fished. I wondered why there was a couple of tin cans in the boat, and I found out real quick. So me and Ralph, we bailed the whole time while our dad, when we get somewhere still, we'd have to let the water just come in until they fished. While then we were moving on, then we had to bail or whatever. So that's my memories of that fishing trip.
It's good to know you wanted it or needed.
Yeah.
That's right. Everybody serves a purpose, and
they knew you could do the job. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought you.
Bailing out.
If you don't do it, you'll sink.
Yeah.
That's right. It's sink or swim, or sink or bail.
But actually, he was only 6 feet. I mean, 6 inches off the bottom anyway.
Well, who knows? I don't remember how deep it was. That's been a long time ago. But that was the story of the Po' Boy.
Well, another fishing trip we took, and speaking of netting fishes, we were using a gill net. This is back when it was legal to gill net fish. And if you don't know what a gill net is, it's a net that the mesh is small enough that the fish can put his head through it, that it gets caught on his gills and he can't get on through it.
He can't pull it back out.
So you have to go and extricate them from the net. And so we were pulling a gill net trying to get a bunch of mullet.
Is that laborious? I mean, is that...
Yeah, it is work.
Depends on how many fish you got in it.
And sometimes you get a gill net slap full of fish.
Yeah.
Better have help there. You're going to drag it in.
So we're out there, and our net was not as big as these commercial nets. Ours was, I think, maybe 300 feet, something like that, 100 yards, which was, we could get a lot of fish in it. So, but what we would do is hook it to the back of the boat, and somebody would get out on foot in the shallow water, like probably waist deep, something like that. And you'd walk around this circle and come back up to the boat. And when you did that, somebody else would be out there in the water kind of pushing and sloshing and pushing the fish towards that net. And we were doing that, and my son Jody all of a sudden, he started squalling like a banshee. like something had him.
Uh-oh.
What in the world? He was in shallow enough water to sit down. He'd sat down, and he was holding the hand on his jeans, and he was holding something in his pants with his hand.
Oh, boy.
He said, "Something's in my pants." So while he held that, we had to pull his pants down.
I'd be hollering, too.
He was just a little kid. He was probably, I don't know, 5, 6 years old, maybe.
Okay.
Man.
Pretty small. He might have been 8, but he wasn't very big. Anyhow, he was squalling, and another one of these squalling fish stories.
Oh, boy.
And he's squalling, and we pulled his pants down, and it was a pinfish. If you're not familiar with a pinfish, they got real spiny fins on their dorsal fins, and they can prick you with them pretty good.
And they're long and skinny, so they can get it inside your britches leg.
So we had to get that out of his pants, but I don't know what he thought it was. But
We're taking no chances.
well, you remember, Luke, when you was a kid being out in the woods and one of those walking
Dog fiddles? What do they call them?
walking stick?
Oh, walking stick, yeah.
Yeah, they would get in your pants.
Yes.
And run right up your and it's not even alive, but somehow the way it's made,
Yeah.
it'll get inside your, and I mean, scare you to death. You think it's a spider or some unknown monster of the woods, and I mean, it'll make you hurt yourself trying to get your britches off.
That's right. I don't want nothing in my britches but me.
But that's what he was trying. And I think from that day forward, anytime we used to kill net, he wore shorts. He quit
Taking no chances.
wearing jeans out there.
Ain't taking no chances.
Hey, you know, the other day we were confabulating about fishing.
We were?
Yeah. Well, the last time I mentioned cast netting, and there was one fish. We do it off the bottom of the Skyway Bridge, and this friend of mine, he'd throw the net out there and get the mullet. And there was another fish that would get in there too, and I couldn't think of the name. Last night, riding down the road, it came to me. It said sheephead. It was a sheephead.
Sheephead.
My wife says,
Those are
sheephead,
good
what are you
fish.
talking about? I said, sheephead. That's the fish I couldn't
And
think
she said, who you call a sheephead? She whacked you upside the head.
Sheephead.
Some people call them convict fish
Convict fish.
because of the stripes.
Stripes.
Yeah, but they're hard to fillet.
Stripes around.
Yeah, but if you get a real big one and you got a good knife and you can
Yeah.
fillet them, that's some fine eating.
Good old
They got a
sheephead.
sheep's head because they look. If you ever really took time to look at his head, and he's got
The face.
teeth like a person almost.
Yeah.
And don't stick your finger in his mouth.
That's
either.
right.
No.
He'll take it off because all he does is sit there and eat off the barnacles off of pilings. That's what they do. I mean,
Some tough teeth.
they
right
crush
there.
them.
Oh, so that's why we were catching the sheephead, because we're right eating
Right,
the
exactly.
Skyway Bridge there.
Yep.
Where they feed.
Eating that
You know,
thing.
some people actually take a long-handled rake, and I've seen them add a piece of PVC to it to make it even longer, and they'll run it down the side of that piling and bust up the barnacles and all the oysters and everything off of there, and all that stuff gets in the water, and I guess it attracts the fish. And
Yeah, they can run.
Good way to do it. It's kind of like baiting.
like ringing a dinner bell.
A dinger bell. Ring a ding ding.
Hey, I made up a new word, a dinger bell.
Yeah.
A dinger.
Just for calling you to dinner.
So I wonder if
There's a
sheepheads can be
humdinger
caught
of a
by hook.
Hook or crook.
Because we were
You
catching
can, but
these
they're
with
hard,
that.
very hard.
It's like trying to catch a mullet on a hook.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
trying to
super
set it,
rare.
their mouth is very hard. They're bait, no on bait sticks.
Right.
Did you do most of your fishing salt or fresh?
Both.
I did very little.
And
but
brackish.
I preferred freshwater.
And brackish.
Well, it's enough fish stories to last a while. We're going to have to come back and approach this subject at least one more time today. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
Reckon so?
All right. Keep your hook wet, and we'll be right back.